current H20 Delirious situation is kind of weird. There's really not that much to it. The only thing there is to it is Delirious and Ohmwrecker are doing their core thing. And all of a sudden, there's an individual, a man that comes out named Scott, who apparently is being kept away from his child with Elizabeth Katz, aka Liz Katz. And Liz Katz is H20 Delirious's current baby mama. So we have a situation where Elizabeth Katz might be holding their, his son, her son, with this Scott fellow. And I mean, that's not the most subliminal, superb parenting. All right, that's some pretty bad stuff. All right, and in the past, to identify Liz's character, we've seen her be just really, well, besides being a gold digger, a really bad person at their core. Like, they'll just consistently lie for no reason. They'll try to be slimy and weaselly and get away with stuff. She's lied for Delirious to try to make Delirious look good and not guilty, right? So in this situation, it does seem like Delirious has little to nothing to do with this. So Scott roping in Delirious doesn't really make much sense unless it is to get more attention on the situation. Either way, the main point is that this Scott guy wants to go ahead and see their kid again, and they believe that Miss Elizabeth Katz is preventing that from happening. Now, realistically, what I think is happening here, and what I think some people also believe, is that Delirious is whipped. From what we've understood from Scott's testimony, Scott went on and did an interview and basically exposed a lot of details about Delirious's life, such as Delirious not being an attractive individual, a little bit about his looks, didn't reveal the actual photo yet, not sure if he is. He basically made kind of a threat to where he said, if you don't let me see my kid, I will expose your face, Delirious, and let everybody know that, you're not attractive, basically. The first thing that would come to mind is, how does that help get your kid? Oh, well, I mean, at that point, it's just like him playing dirty. He's not really focusing on the legal aspect of things, and he's just going ahead and he's taking this route, which, I mean, if that's his go-to thing, that's his go-to thing. I think there would have been, if his main concern was getting to see his kid, he could have swallowed his pride a little bit and been able to comply with certain demands. But at the same time, maybe he just didn't want to swallow his pride. People handle things differently, and Scott has not really been handling this optically the best way, and you can even make the argument that he hasn't been handling it the most logical way either. But hey, that's not on me to judge, because I don't really care right now. But you guys are free to judge, because I'm sure you guys care a lot. At the end of the day, it's who you're gonna side with. Most people are already siding with Delirious, which is to be expected, because Liz Katz, Miss Elizabeth Katz, will go on Twitter and play the victim card. She, in fact, tweeted a couple things on her account saying vague things to allude to her being in trouble. In one of the tweets, she straight up lied and tried to tie Ohmwrecker and his legal team to this Scott person, when there was apparently no involvement by any of them. So Liz Katz is just straight up lying, which is, again, nothing new, because she's done it so many times before. She's even done it for Delirious. So again, it's not really surprising. It's just kind of dumb and silly at this point. But she's going ahead and she's lying, and she's trying to just muddy the waters for this Scott guy, basically putting him and tying him together to Ohmwrecker. Scott had tried to tag Ohmwrecker to give him information and dirt on Delirious, and Ohmwrecker, though, has not, from what I understand, have many involvement, if that at all, with this Scott person. To say that Scott and Ohmwrecker are working together is kind of Just like, what? What are you doing? What are you doing, Miss Elizabeth Katz? You know, besides the OnlyFans foddery. At the end of the day, I guess we'll let this play out and see what happens. Personally, I don't have that much of a investment in this, given that these are all silly people that are doing silly things and not really acting like adults, like, you know, Elizabeth Katz, Delirious, and Scotty over here. I call him beta male Scotty, soy boy Scott. But you know, Liz Katz, I give funny names to too, because they suck too. I mean, don't get it twisted. Liz Katz and Delirious, they're not victims in this. They are not the nice people they portray themselves out to be. But if you want to live in that fantasy, you can by all means go ahead and live in that fantasy. I don't feel like it. I don't want Delirious's clout. I'm not enamored with a guy behind a hockey mask that continues to hide despite having, you know, 1 million subscribers, right? So that's pretty much all I got for this video. It's short, sweet, and to the point. You have a guy that has a kid with Elizabeth, and she's preventing him from seeing the kid now, and the dad, Scott, is acting kind of like a nutcase a little bit. You can definitely see it within some of the tweets he wrote. I mean, it's nothing too bad. It's just, again, soy boy stuff. It's nothing to the levels of what Ohm has done in the past in terms of like long-winded paragraphs and continuously going on and on, but it was definitely some immature, petty, like stupid stuff that he wrote. Like, why he thought that was a good idea, I don't know. It's probably erratic behavior from emotionally charged bullshit, which is fine if that's your thing. If not, then whatever. Again, not personally invested myself. No, there are fans in the H20 Delirious or Vanoss subreddit that are very parasocial, and they have feelings about this, which, you know, when you get more busy and you have other things to do with your life, you'll probably stop being like that, but you can continue to be cringe for the moment. That's fine. Let me know what you think, if you have any cringy opinions on this. If not, well, I would appreciate it if you still left a like on this video, as it greatly helps out my YouTube venture, ladies and gentlemen. And until next time, guys, I will see you all in the next one. Have a good rest of your day. Bye-bye.